What's up, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome to VHP Engines. I'm assuming that only my subscribers are going to see this because it's not really car related, or car discussion or build or anything like that. It's just some channel news, but it's fancy channel news. Okay, so the other day I made a Facebook only video upload. I uploaded a video sitting in my car outside the gym, and it's about potential sponsorship. And I say potential because at the time I had been approached and approached only, and I wasn't sure because things weren't 100% locked in. I'm making a follow-up video now because after I made that video, things pretty much became 100% locked in. And earlier this afternoon, I had a conversation with Mr. Jesse Martinez, who is the national distributor for Nippon Racing pistons in the United States. Okay, so what had happened was why I posted that video on Facebook, and you should go check it out to get the most in-depth story, I guess, because I'm going to kind of glaze over the topic real quick. About a month or so ago, I got a DM from the guy over at Four Piston Racing, and I was offered a t-shirt or whatnot, and the reason why I hesitated when I got this other DM to make an official YouTube post on it is because when I got the four piston guy hit me up, it wound up not following through, and I didn't want to say anything until I officially had like the shirt, like I do an unboxing, whatever. It didn't happen. So Mr. Martinez hits me up, and he tells me he'd like to, sponsor some builds. So of course I mentioned that I have a B18 block that's sitting in purgatory because I don't have any parts for it, and I didn't want to just build another stock block because that's not exciting at all, and nobody wants that. I don't want that. So I've been just sitting with the block. So again, not wanting to draw attention to something that might not happen, I didn't post it officially on the YouTube page for Facebook for VHP Engines, or mention it on video in the off chance that it might not happen. So, but I posted it instead on my personal Facebook. On my personal Facebook, I forgot that Jeff from over at Cylinder Sports System is like a friend of mine on Facebook, and he saw the post and chimed in, and he was like, "Well, if my boy Jesse's gonna sponsor you, I'll sponsor you too." And I was just like, "Oh my god!" So it went from having the guy at Four Piston Racing to the guy from Nippon Racing to the guy from Cylinder Sports System, all hit me up like back to back to back. And so I geeked out and I made that video. And I posted it on Facebook because, I wasn't 100% sure if it was going to go through or not. So if you go through and you read that post, you'll see that Mr. Jesse fucking hopped in there in the comments section, and because there was a decent amount of comments coming after I first uploaded it, and I was at the gym at the time, so I kind of missed some of them. But he also DM'd me and to let me know that, yeah, this is going to happen, and he gave me his phone number, and we spoke today. So to let you know, guys, what's going on is he's sending me scat rods and Nippon Racing pistons, and I'm going to get the block sent out to Jeff to get it CSS. And also Jesse yanked in fucking the guy over at King's Racing, so I'm gonna get some King bearings and stuff too to go along with it, and some gaskets. So it's great, Now my thing is you guys know how slow I am at building my own personal project car. So I'm tripping out. I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? If I'm gonna get this, I gotta be able to control this build. I need to be able to make sure that where this engine goes, I have full oversight over it to make sure nothing goes wrong at all, and to make sure that I get footage of it. So that way we can see the results after the engine's built, not just like build it and try to sell it and be like, oh, if it gets, good, it's good, or whatever. So being that I only have one Honda friend in town, I hit him up, and I was like, well, dude, I'm getting this stuff, we're going to build you a car. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, so I guess, so one of the main reasons why I made that Facebook post too was because, I've been all over the place, back and forth, so many different times. I've said it on YouTube, I've said it on Facebook, I've said it on Snapchat that, I'm stuck here in Huntington, West Virginia. And some of you guys that have watched my whole little 1 hour personal story video that I came up here for a job that got yanked from me under unfair circumstances situations, but I was kind of promised to have that back within a year. Now that time is coming, and even though I was reassured a couple months ago that it was my position, now I have a kind of like a dude that's in a rivalry for the spot who seems also pretty confident that he's going to get it. And I'm in the dark here. I don't know whether I'm going to get my job back or not, my position back. And if the other guy gets it, then, you know, it is going to be bad for me, because this is the guy that always caused me problems and trying to get me out of there. So I think it'd be time for me to step out of that place and go. Now, my problem is I enjoy being in West Virginia because I have family I'm close with and some friends that I would rather not leave. But at the same time, I am definitely in a black hole, a vacuum of emptiness when it comes to Honda stuff. So talking to Mr. Martinez, you know, he's filling me in and let me know, like, we're all really close. If you see my Facebook friends, I have a lot of these guys, all these owners of these companies are friends of mine. So, you know, Mr. Martinez kicked the doors open wide for me. Like, he's seemingly giving me access to his contacts here, you know, or bringing them their awareness to me. And I'm not sure exactly how things are going to play out. I'm going to have to, you know, just ride out and see how things go in the future. But, you know, one of the last things he said to me was, welcome to the team. So if this is something that, you know, is going to pan out where I actually have an endorsement from these dudes, you know, and I think I do. I think it's safe to say at this point that I do. Then I need to get to, I feel that it's my responsibility to get to a place where I can be effective again. Because, guys, I am, you know, despite the fact that I'm happy on my personal side here, I definitely 130% realize that I am wasting my talents in a place like this. And that I feel like if I'm going to move on, if I'm going to do things like in the Honda game to really be successful and really build a brand name for myself, I need to get back to a place where I can readily get my hands on this stuff without having to, you know, spend a small fortune, you know. And being back in Miami, I could buy overheated engines or blown engines for like $80, $50. So I definitely cannot do that here. That is absolutely a no-go. Like, I have to drive hundreds of miles, and then I'm paying hundreds of dollars on top of that. And now my truck is no longer working, so I don't have it anymore. So I'm stuck in a bad position here. Like, if I came up here for my professional life, and it didn't pan out the way I did. And now, you know, my big motto has been since I got out of the Army, go where the money is. And it seems like if I really want to do my engine shop, if I really want to do a parts store like I plan on, I need to get back to the city. I guess the only thing is going to be coming down to income tax season here. Income tax season is the only time I'm going to be able to make a big move like I need to move to go back down to Florida. And honestly, like, my job, my wife's job, they're both waiting for us to when we go back. It's just getting into a place down there. Rent's extremely high in South Florida, even for apartments. And I can't do an apartment, not with the way my lifestyle is. I have to have a house. And so that's just going to be the big challenge there, is just finding a house again. Honestly, if it was a simpler thing, if rent wasn't so crazy high and asking for like 5 years deposit, then I think that when the situation with my job happened, where I got replaced without warning, I would have packed up and left then. Like, that's one thing I told friends and family. And if I'd have been single and no wife and kids, I would have been on a plane the next day. But things aren't that easy. But I am definitely strongly considering making this move again to see about going back down. It's something like I said, I've been flip-flopping back and forth and playing with the ideas. And now I'm with the sponsorship being legit, and with possibly being, you know, future connected with these guys, I definitely can't sit here. I'm wasting my time myself, abilities. So yeah, I know I started kind of ramble a little bit there in the end. But if, like I said, I did make a video. It's like 6 minutes long. I do encourage you to go watch that on Facebook. I'm not going to put that on YouTube because this kind of covers the topics here, you know, a little lightly. But the whole cool thing is like, this is all stemming from a video that I uploaded like 3 months ago. that, you know, and I played with the idea there, you know, like I don't expect any sponsorship anytime soon. And I really didn't. My wife was like, but isn't this what you're waiting for? Like a big name to grab you? I was like, no, this is not what I meant at all when I said I was waiting for a big name. I was thinking more along the lines of a big YouTube name. I figured that maybe somebody on the YouTube on the car community side would kind of do something like I do. You know how every once in a while I pluck somebody out to, you know, the showcase or whatnot. I thought maybe eventually somebody would see me on YouTube, and instead of being competitive, they would be like cool and be like, hey, you know, here's this small channel that happens to be doing good things. But nobody's done that. Nobody's done that for me, and that's cool. That's fine. Same thing like I said about sponsorships, you know, from the big companies. It's fine. I don't need that. I'm not going anywhere, like I've said a bunch of times. But, you know, at 2,400 subscribers and like 200 something uploads, there's a bunch of key topics that if you look for it, even though the channel's small and whatnot, VHP Engines is like in the top 3. Like if you type in Nippon Racing Pistons or Nippon Pistons, my video is one of the top 3 videos on YouTube that comes up in the search. I think my shit for the Flex Zone is also one of the top videos. I have a lot of those, despite the small channel. But anyway, like I know like the overall viewership for the channel is like 300,000, and you know the subscribers aren't very high, but there are people that are watching, and there are people out there that are now showing their appreciation, and now it's up to me to follow through and not disappoint. So Mr. Jesse told me that the parts will be sent out here relatively soon, so within a week or so, depending on shipping or whatnot, is when I'll get the stuff. And now I need to go get a box to put this friggin' ass short block in so I can send it to Jeff. The only thing is, I went to Home Depot already once, and I didn't find one that kind of is compact enough to hold the damn short block, so I need to get to searching on that again. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, and thanks for watching. Exciting things ahead, and peace.